Welcome to the Madison Miller podcast. Tonight's special guest, somebody who's been on before. We've been doing football picks the past couple months, and we just decided to bring it to the podcast. The one and only Stephen Bouhadana. How are you doing on this Friday night?
I'm good, Madison. Thank you for having me on. I know we're about a month and a half after I last came on the podcast, and it's been fun betting on all the games from week one. So let's see if we can win on the last week, the extended week of the season.
That's right. The first game tomorrow is Kansas City and Denver. 10.5 is the line for KC. Totals 45. This was a tough one for me.
So when I see this game, I think this is one of those games that it's kind of hard to tell. I would definitely not go with the Broncos on the spread. As much as it sounds weird, I would honestly be a little bit comfortable with going with the under in that game because I don't see the Broncos putting up a lot of points, and the Chiefs have been pretty unpredictable this season.
I'm with you there. Drew Lock, not a fan. The KC defense, a little bit better than we think, especially against weaker quarterbacks. I
agree.
So under 45. Would you say that's a pick?
I would say that's a pick. Let's go with
All right.
that. I would say that's one of our riskier picks.
One of the riskier picks. All right, the second of the two for Saturday is the night game, 8 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles. Cowboys are 4-point favorites, totals 43.5.
On this game, I think it's probably safe to say, I don't know, the over seems like a decent bet, but I would also potentially go with Dallas.
I love Dallas here.
I really like Dallas too.
My only fear with Dallas is that a couple of their guys are out with COVID, but
Right.
I still think that Dak and company can overcome those losses.
I agree.
Trayvon Diggs has had a great rookie season, or not rookie season, but year 2 season, up there for Defensive Player of the Year. But yeah, would you call the Dallas Cowboys a pick at -4?
I would definitely say pick at -4 for the Cowboys.
All right, so we're going to put those two in a parlay with 1 or 2 hockey picks here, would you say?
I would say let's do 2 hockey picks because we have a lot of games tomorrow, but there's definitely a couple that I would stay away from, and there's a couple that we may want to look at. But anyways, what are you thinking hockey-wise, Madison? Because there's a lot of games tomorrow.
Hockey?
I have one pick that I absolutely love, but I'll wait to see what you want to say.
All right, so in terms of hockey, one game that jumps out to me for tomorrow is I think that Minnesota and Washington could be an interesting potential play.
I totally agree. I think that the Minnesota money line at plus money is an excellent example. I don't think the Capitals are doing amazing right now, and they're losing right now 4-1 to the Blues.
Yep.
So I would say that I would be comfortable betting the Wild, but I want to hear what your case for that game would be as well.
I like the Wild too.
I like that. So
second of a back-to-back for Washington. I like how Minnesota's playing. I think they will recover from losing in the Winter Classic to the Blues.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because the Caps are losing to the Blues right now. No Tarasenko, COVID protocols.
Right.
So let's throw the Wild money line in there, plus 105. I know where Steve's going with this hockey pick that he likes.
I don't know if you do know where I'm going.
Oh.
This is a team that we would never bet on. I want to bet the Devils money line.
Interesting.
I like that. I don't really agree with this on the Blue Jackets at all. I think the Blue Jackets right now are a little bit overrated and they're not doing well. They just played the other night and they got demolished by, who was it, Madison? They
Devils?
lost was it
to Tampa.
To Tampa, yes.
You bet.
And didn't they play the Devils? The Devils were home.
Devils are home.
And the Devils won.
Devils won, I think 3-1.
Yeah, I don't agree with this at all. And you know that we both don't like betting the Devils not at home or even the Devils in general, but I'm so with that.
All right, yeah. I kind of like the Devils there too. They've been playing a little bit better, unlike Columbus. So let's go with that. Jack Hughes is playing well. I kind of like the Devils at plus 110. So first parlay done. Wild money line, Devils money line, and then with football, the under 45 in Chiefs Broncos and minus 3.5.
That line just changed.
Yes, it did.
I like that better.
Me too. It's in our favor.
For sure.
minus 3.5 with the Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Sunday games. Green Bay and Detroit. Green Bay's a 3-point favorite. The total's 44.5. I would stay away because...
I was going to agree with you. Stay away on this one.
Only because of no Aaron Rodgers.
Or we don't know.
We don't know.
Potentially. It's all unknown. I would say stay away.
Stay away. Yup, absolutely. No Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely stay away from that one. Maybe a live bet on the Lions could be like a potential.
I
say
like
Green
that.
Bay goes up 7-0. They pull Rodgers.
Right.
Live bet the Lions.
Yes.
All right, the Bears and the Vikings. The Vikings are giving 5.5, total 43.5. This is not a meaningful game, but there's a play I like in this game.
Wait, and what's that?
I like the over. Justin Fields is playing for the Bears. I think the Vikings are a good offensive team, and I don't think either of these teams are really going to try on defense, and both of these teams are missing key defensive players.
I kind of like that call. I think Fields has had a pretty questionable year for sure. But you can't just look at him. You got to look at like the team as a whole, you know. But I think you convinced me there. I was gonna say this could be a potential stay away, but there's probably more games that we should stay away from. So I think you have me convinced on the over in this game.
All right. So do you want to do 4 or 3 for?
I would say this like it's the last week. Let's just do 4. Let's
4.
Just go
all
for
right.
4 on all of them.
4 for all of them. All right. I like that because it's the last week of the regular season. I like something in this game, but my brain says stay away.
Me too.
Colts, Jaguars.
I have too much of an influence being a Steelers fan to say that I would take the Jaguars spread or the over, so I just want to stay away from this game.
Yeah, if I were to pick this game, I'd take the Jaguars spread. Even on the podcast today, like when I did the Fab 5, I did not include Jacksonville because I thought that the number was, although too high, but stay away.
Right, I agree.
I think that's a stay away. Tennessee, Houston. Tennessee's giving 10, total 43. Tennessee playing for the 1 seed.
That's a tough call. I would say this is a potential stay away. You know I like betting on Tennessee, but I don't like at the minus 10. I don't know. That's a little bit too much. I could see them maybe winning by 7, but I don't know. I understand it's the Texans, but the Texans really have nothing to play for.
Right.
So they're going to give their all just to, give Tennessee hell. So I would say this is a stay away.
Okay. Then we'll stay away then. I did take the Titans as a podcast pick, but we'll stay away. That's fine. The Washington football team and the Giants. Oh, my God, I'm dead.
I would just take the over. Don't even bother saying it, Madison. I would just take the over. It's 38. I mean, I've never seen it go that low.
I would take the over, too. I think that Taylor Heineke is going to play well in this game. I think there's a chance maybe the Giants score a little bit on Washington because of no Chase Young.
Right.
Washington's defense has been bad without Chase Young, and I saw a couple bad offenses play well against the football team without Chase Young.
Right.
I like the over more so than the spread in this game for sure. I think Washington can put up 30 and the Giants can put up 10.
Agreed.
And that's 40 points.
And that's 40 points right there.
That's
exactly.
an over. Over 38 in the football team Giants. I like that. Oh, we go from my team to your team. Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens giving 3.5, total 41. No Lamar Jackson.
The only reason I'm saying stay away is because it's my own team, but which I'm probably going to do my own bet on Sunday, and I'm probably bet the Steelers spread. I like the spread for sure. The Steelers, I think they're going to play their hearts out. I wouldn't go with the over because the entire season the Steelers have struggled to score offensively. Right. And that's not to say they've been playing poorly. They move so far up the field, and they just don't score. I think the last game against the Browns, I think the Steelers had... Well, we had 2 touchdowns after that touchdown from Najee at the end.
Yep.
But, I mean, passing-wise, like, when the Steelers are in the red zone, I just don't like it. I would go with the spread, if anything. And like you said, the Ravens, they're questionable because that backup quarterback's not even, like, that terrible.
He's okay.
I mean, he's okay. I would say this is a competitive game because it's a rivalry.
Right.
But I would be so comfortable taking the Steelers.
I take the Steelers with the 3 and a hook, especially without Lamar there. And like you said, Ben's last game ever.
Right.
In all likelihood. But yeah, we'll stay away from this from the pick standpoint, but the Steelers are a consideration, like, for a Sunday pick. Bengals Browns. Browns are 6-point favorites, total 37.5. I have an idea for this game.
Is Burrow playing?
No.
Oh, then no wonder the Bengals are at plus 6 on the spread. What were you gonna say? What's your guess?
Over, because Case Keenum's starting for the Browns. He's not bad.
Okay.
He's not bad. I think the Browns could potentially score some points, and then Cincinnati defensively, I don't think is gonna really try per se. And like Keenum might be playing the potentially.
You know what? I think you may have convinced me on that because
rivalry game too.
Right, and the Bengals are in, so you know that they're going to probably bench some of their starters, or at least they'll only play a little bit.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm convinced on that over. That's only 37.5.
That's low.
Yeah, that is pretty low.
I like the over.
That could be a 21-20 game, and it's a winner.
Yeah, exactly. Similar to the Giant game.
Right. I'm good. So I would say that's the third pick of. Is that 3 picks in this parlay, or is that 4? That's 4.
Wait, 4. Let's see. Chicago mini, Giants over, Bengals over. No, that's 3.
Because we stayed away from the Packers game.
We stayed away from the Packers game. Yeah. Now we're in the 4:00 window, so we'll see how many picks we end up with in this window. Maybe we move one of the 4 o'clocks to that one.
Okay. All right.
Or if we decide to pick the Sunday night game
and
move one of the 4 o'clocks to that one. We'll see. All right. Patriots, Dolphins. Patriots giving 6, total 40. I have an idea for this one.
Okay. What is your idea? Because I would stay away from this, but I want to hear what your idea would be.
I would take the Dolphins. I do not think they're going to win. I just think they're going to give New England everything they handle. They play well against them. Brian Flores used to work for Bill Belichick.
Uh-huh.
And you would think that he may know some stuff and whatnot. And usually Bill's assistants or those teams like Tennessee and Miami sometimes play well against New England. Not Tennessee this year, but Miami beat them in week 1. I'm not saying Miami's going to win. I just think this is like a 3-point game. Potentially.
I think you have me convinced. I would say let's hold on this game for now.
Okay.
Potentially see later, but if we have to put this one in, I would go with the Dolphins. You have me convinced there.
Yeah, Dolphins, but only to cover.
Yes, only to cover.
Jets, Bills. The Bills are giving a whopping 16.5. The total's 40.5. I know where I want to go with this.
And where do you want to go?
The over.
I would. You know that I love betting the over in Bills games.
And Jets games, too. The Jets don't play any defense, really.
Right.
Their offense has shown some promise, and that's another reason why I like the over. And plus, what if the Bills rest some of their defensive starters?
That's a very good point.
I think the Jets can get the 20 in this game.
That's a very good point.
The Bills, I think, will maybe they sit Allen if this game gets, if they're up, say, 27-10. They sit Allen, Jets score a little bit in crunch time, or, not in crunch time, but in garbage time, and then
right.
They rest some starters. I like the over 40.5 in that one. That's a good one I like.
I would go with that pick, too.
Yeah. All right. Carolina, Tampa. Tampa's giving 8. The total's 41.5.
And the Bucks they're already easy in the postseason. So what are they really playing? Are they playing for seeding? So Brady may play some.
Oh, I think Brady's gonna play almost the whole game.
Oh, you think so? Okay, then go with the over. I was gonna say if Brady's not gonna play the whole game, then
I like Tampa spread better.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay, because
it's under 10.
If Brady wasn't going to play, I would say if Brady was not playing that full football game, take the Panthers spread.
Interesting. But I think he'll play at least 3 quarters.
Okay.
I think they win by double digits.
You know what, Madison? I say this is what we do. I like that pick, but let's lay that bet tomorrow and see if that line changes.
Oh, okay.
That could change.
Yeah, we'll save some of the Sunday parlays for tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick a lot. Let's lay it tomorrow.
Okay.
And I mean, even if it's at -8, we'll do it. But who knows? It could change, just like the other line just changed just
Dallas
10
line.
minutes ago. Yeah, the Dallas line.
Yeah, so we'll hold on that. All right, next one up is Saints-Falcons. Saints are giving 3.5, totals 39.5.
And the Saints are playing for the postseason, right?
They are. They need a win and a 49ers loss to get in.
That is what I saw on TV today. In the most respectful way possible, I don't really see the Saints putting up a really hard fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the way to word it is the Saints biggest fight. I think the Falcons can still trump that. I think the Falcons can still go over that. That's why I would say the over. I've liked overs in the over in Falcons games recently because I just feel like they can score. I mean, they scored. They gave Tampa Bay a pretty good game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the season. But I would be either comfortable with the over or the Falcons spread. I don't necessarily see the Saints. Maybe they'll win this game. I don't know. Maybe it'll come down to like a last-minute field goal. But I wouldn't be comfortable with the 3.5 spread. If it was low, like 1.5, I would be comfortable with it, but not at 3.5.
You'll be comfortable with Saints spread minus 1.5, not Falcons spread.
Right. Saints. I'm sorry. Saints spread minus 1.5.
I was just gonna say. I think this line's high.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Atlanta's home. I think Atlanta's gonna potentially win this game. Right. I would take Atlanta spread over the over because I just don't trust the Saints quarterback room.
Right. Exactly. My case. Exactly.
That's why I would take Atlanta 3-0 hook. Maybe the Saints win by 1.
Right.
Kamara goes on like a crazy catch and run play. They kick a field goal by Will Lutz.
He's carried that team this season.
Oh, Kamara's been amazing.
Easily carried that whole team this season.
Sean Payton has to be up there for Coach of the Year if they make the playoffs somehow.
If they make the playoffs
He's
somehow,
up there.
I completely agree.
I don't think he'll win it. I think Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick, and Zach Taylor have all done better jobs. And even your guy, Mike Tomlin, I think, has done a great job.
If the Steelers make it into the postseason, then I would say, okay. But
I'm just pointing out coaches who've done good this year, right?
Tomlin, they have done good. Yeah. And I love Coach Tomlin. I don't want to see Coach Tomlin go anywhere. I just, the last couple of years with the Steelers, it's almost seemed like the Rooneys are content with these 8-8 seasons, and it's just like, why? Like, how is, like, it's not a losing season, but it's like we barely make it in the postseason. Like, it always has seemed to come down to, like, having to have 100 different things happen for the Steelers to make it into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, let's continue on with these picks. The Cardinals are giving 6 against Seattle. 48's the total.
Oh, I would say this is a stay away.
Really?
I don't know if I like... maybe it's just because Seattle soiled our parlay last week single-handedly. Right. But I would stay away. But what were you going to say would be your pick?
Going against Seattle. I love Arizona. I know they don't have Hopkins or Watt. But Arizona's, I think, still playing for seeding. And Seattle, those reports about Russell Wilson wanting out and Pete Carroll, isn't that a distraction potentially?
I agree. That could be a potential distraction.
That could be a very potential distraction. That's why we'll put that on hold.
That will be a hold one. Yeah, I agree.
All right, the next one's a great game. 49ers, Rams. Rams are giving 4, total 44.5. No Garoppolo potentially for this game.
I would say I like the Rams spread.
Yes!
I love the Rams spread. I was going to say the over, but the Rams have come up short sometimes. Like, their defense will play really well and the offense will play decent, and they'll win by like maybe 7 or 10 around there. But I would say I like the Rams spread much more than the over in this game.
I love Rams spread. Love it, love it, love it. Even with Jimmy G, I love the Rams. My prediction is that Atlanta wins and the Rams win, and ultimately San Fran gets in because the Saints lose. That's what I really think is going to happen.
That would be nice to see. I like watching the Niners play. I don't really like watching the Saints play.
I agree. I'd rather see the Niners than the Saints.
Right.
But for the sake of the podcast, I hope the Falcons win and the Rams win.
Exactly.
And for the sake of our picks.
And now this is the last game.
The last game, Chargers, Raiders. The Chargers are giving 3, totals 48.5. There's one play I absolutely love in this game.
There's one that I like, and I think I know where you're going to go with it because we've done it potentially. Like if the play that you like is the same one that I like, then we've done it. I think we've done it 1 or 2 times before.
I love the Raiders.
I was just going to say the Raiders spread. Yeah,
I thought you were going to go the other way.
No, I think the Raiders can win this game.
Me too.
I agree.
They've been the ultimate, survivors of the season.
Underdogs of the season.
Underdogs, survivors, so much turmoil from an organizational standpoint with John Gruden and Henry Ruggs, and then John Madden passing away. And
I agree.
That's an organizational, John Madden coached the Raiders a long time ago, and their fans, this is going to be an emotional game.
This is probably going to be one of the best games of the season.
I agree. This is going to be a great game. I love the fact that the Raiders are a dog, and I think they're going to win. And I'm going to take them plus the 3. I bet the plus 136 earlier today. The Raiders are definitely a pick for us.
I would so go with let's do the Raiders.
Yes, so let's decide on what picks are going in the parlay.
Why don't you go ahead and go to the top of the page, and then you want to work
our way down. Yeah,
we'll work our way down.
So the stay away is Green Bay Lions. We have Bears Vikings over 43.5. Colts Jags is a stay away. Tennessee Houston's a stay away.
We were potential on them, but we'll stay away for now. If we need to, we'll throw them in.
Yep, we'll throw Tennessee in. Football team Giants over 38's a pick. Pittsburgh Ravens is a stay away.
Stay away or potential, we don't know.
Potential Steelers, we don't know. Bengals Browns over 37.5. That's because I think Case Keenum will play well. And I think that these teams might not play that much defense, even with backup QBs. Patriots Dolphins spread +6. That's 4.
That's 4 so far.
Jets Bills over 40.5. That's 5. Panthers Bucks -8. That's 6. Saints Falcons +3.5. That's 7. Seattle Cardinals -6. We're not going to do that. Are we going to?
I think we'll stay away.
Stay away from that.
That'll be our stay away, and it may come back to bite us, but I would say that's a stay away.
Yeah, stay away. And then this would be 8, 9. So definite. So which one do you want to eliminate? If there's one that I wanted to eliminate, it would potentially be. Honestly, I could totally see Bengals Browns not coming through. I think there's a more likelihood of Miami covering than Bengals Browns going over.
So you want to do Miami over the Bengals Browns?
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, so if you want to pair them up in 4s, I would go Bears, Vikings, and
let's see,
football
Bears.
Giants.
Okay.
That's so weird. Football team Giants. Because we say the New York Football Giants. That was just weird saying football Giants. And we'll throw 2 4:00 games in this parlay. Which 2 do you want to pick? The Sunday night game's going to be in the other one.
In the other one.
Yep.
So you want to do some 4:00. So we'll throw the 4:00 games. Let's go with, I would say, the Falcons spread.
Falcons spread.
I like that.
Yep. So that's 3 for that one.
And do we want to do?
It's either the Bills, Jets over 40.5, Bucks -8. Rams -4, but I want the Rams.
I want the Rams in the last one.
Me
with
too.
The Raiders. I like that one.
I want the Rams with the Raiders too.
I like the over in the Jets-Bills game.
Yeah,
let's throw that one in there.
So the Jets-Bills over, the football team Giants over, Bears-Vikings over, and the Dolphins spread, and then the last or no, you said Falcons spread.
I'm sorry, I did say Falcons spread. Yes, I was just going off of our picks. I'm sorry.
So Falcons spread, and then the last one, Dolphins getting the 6, Tampa -8, Carolina -8. What?
Oh no.
Rams -4, and then the Raiders plus the 3 will be the last one. We'll lay it either later tonight or tomorrow if you want.
Sounds good to me. Yep.
So before we go, let's talk a little bit of hockey. We'll just do go around the league kind of a thing. Metro Division. Let's start where our teams reside.
Can you pull up the standings, Madison?
Yes, I'll pull up the standings.
I know that the standings are a little bit thrown off right now just because of some teams having not played as many games as others. Because of COVID and everything with the with the Canadian teams especially.
Yep. So Carolina's in first now. They jumped them on my team.
Oh, wow. All right, so let's go ahead and just go through.
Yeah, we'll just go quickly, rapid fire through. Let's go by the conferences, make it easier, because I have it pulled up as wild card.
Okay.
So do you think the Penguins can crack the top 3?
I'm so sorry, Madison, but I think the Rangers are going to tank. I don't want to say tank, but I think they're going to
fall out.
They're going to fall
out. I kind of agree that they're the most likely candidate to fall out, and your team's probably going to replace us.
And I think that we're probably going to replace you.
I think our teams might potentially fall too.
I think that as it stands now, I could see all 5 of these teams staying within these 5 spots. I don't think the Penguins can crack number 1.
No,
I don't think so at all.
They're close.
They're close. I would say the only way they get close is if the Capitals don't do well. And I honestly think the Capitals may start to play a little shaky in the future.
Potentially, yeah.
They're playing well now. The whole season they've been calling up a lot of the Hershey Bears to play.
Right.
And from what we're kind of hearing from Washington is that if they make the postseason, Washington wants to be set on where they're going to place like the Bears in the postseason, if that makes sense.
Right.
They want to know where these guys can play in the postseason. But at the same time, the Capitals aren't fully healthy.
Right.
So I see you guys potentially moving down. I think that this division finishes with Pittsburgh in second, and the Capitals move down. You guys will be in a wild card. But
that's what I think it's going to end up being.
That's honestly
too.
what I think it could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Rangers, I think, have been lucky at points this year. With they really haven't had a major injury yet. I mean, Shesterkin missed a little bit of time, but Kyrgios stepped up in his absence.
Right.
They haven't had a major injury yet. They're like one big major injury away to like Kreider, Panarin, Aaron Fox.
Right.
Aaron Fox. I don't know who that is. Like Shesterkin maybe again, or like a COVID potential from falling out.
What's interesting is like in the Metro division, I mean the easiest way to put it is like the rich just keep getting richer. Like there is no team out of a playoff spot that is like remotely close unless they go on an insanely remarkable run to make the you know what I'm saying, to fit into a wild card spot. Like, and the only team I think that might be able to do it, I'm going to take back my pick from the first podcast on the Blue Jackets and saying that I think they'll make the postseason. I think the only teams that can do it would be the Red Wings or the Devils. And I think the Devils are more likely, but I don't think it'll happen. I think that's really dreaming if you're a New Jersey fan.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that the Red Wings are in the Atlantic Division. I think the Red Wings are more likely to make the playoffs than the Devils. I'll give you my case. Alex Nedeljkovic.
Exactly, and he's been your case all season.
That's been the case all year. They've been really good. I think that them in Boston might flip. Did you see that the Providence Bruins signed Tuukka?
I did see that the Providence Bruins signed Tuukka Rask to an AHL or it was a professional tryout agreement.
Yeah, AHL.
So that was pretty interesting to see. Guess we'll see when the Hershey Bears play Providence. We don't play them as much this season, but when we do play them, I guess we'll see. You know, that would be pretty cool to see Tuukka Rask.
Yeah, you've seen Devin Dubnyk with the Checkers. Now you might see Tuukka Rask with.
And did you see Devin Dubnyk might be going to the Olympics?
Really?
For Canada, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that AHL players were allowed. I guess that was just NHL players.
Yeah, so AHL players are able to go to the Olympics.
Interesting.
Actually, what was really cool was a couple of years ago. Just like a little side tangent, it was the first Hershey Bears game I ever saw them win, and Phoenix Copley had a shutout against the Utica Comets, and it was Chris Bourque's first game back from the Olympics, and he scored, I think it was to make it 2-0 in the Bears game. It might have made it 3-0, I can't remember, but that was really cool. But it was his first game back from the Olympics, and they had a whole celebration and whatnot. Where he played with now Kraken Ryan Donato, who I really like on the Kraken. I think he's a great player. I
love Ryan Donato. He's really good. So, yeah, you think it's probably that could be New Jersey. I think it could be Detroit if anybody were to sneak in the postseason that's not in right now. Western Conference. So this is all bunched up together a little bit, especially for that second wild card.
Right.
Right now, Vegas is in the lead in the Western Conference, which is amazing because they weren't even in first place. They've been hot lately. They beat the Rangers pretty good last night. 7-2.
They're doing really well.
7-2-1 in their last 10. Wow. If there's anybody that I'm worried about in the West, it's Edmonton. Connor McDavid has COVID right now.
I was just gonna say, here's my bold prediction for the next time that I come on the podcast. Either Edmonton or Minnesota will lose their wild card spot to Vancouver. I'm calling that right now.
Yes!
There's
Love
no
it.
way. And if I had to make a really bold prediction, it would probably be Edmonton. But there is no way. I definitely think Vancouver is making the postseason.
Vancouver's 3 back. They have a real shot. They were 6 back when Bruce Boudreau got hired, and now they're only 3.
He's done the difference maker that Bruce has done. He's done such a great job in turning the team around. But he's even they're getting to overtime. They're getting points. So
they're getting points.
Even if they lose in overtime, they're still getting points.
Yep.
So I think the discipline on the team has been great. The vibe is excellent. I think that now the Canucks are starting to look like a team that took Vegas to 7, 2 seasons ago?
The bubble year.
In the bubble year. Now they look like that team. With Coach Green, I don't know what was going on. But they didn't look like that.
Yeah, so I think Edmonton's in big trouble. McDavid has COVID. And their goaltending kind of been iffy. Did you see what Koskinen said?
No, I did not see what he said.
So the coach, David Tippett, called out the goaltending. And then Mikko Koskinen said, well, we only scored 7 goals in the last couple games.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah,
Joe told me about that.
That's funny. Joe told you about that? Yeah.
He did, yep.
We need to get Joe on the podcast.
We do need to get Joe
I
on.
know I keep saying that. I said that like the first time I had you on. Fun fact, on this day a year ago is the first time you came on the podcast.
Really?
On this day a year ago.
That is so funny. I did not know
I
that.
realized
Joe is
that.
the Carolina expert. Joe
Yeah.
will give us our best bet on the Panthers and maybe the Hornets, but that's just like, throwing a dart blind. I mean,
A dart blind, yeah.
Asking Joe to do a pick for the Hornets.
For the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, so Anaheim's been a pleasant surprise here in the Pacific Division. I'm pleasantly surprised we're back of Vegas. They're comfortably in a playoff spot right now. I think they can hold on to that. Their goaltending's really good.
I agree. I think I like that. I think Anaheim is easily going to make the postseason. And I like that these divisions and the conferences are shaken up a little bit. They usually don't look like this year to year, This is different, which is nice. I mean, Vegas usually does well. But
Calgary's on off.
Calgary has been they've been on off. The Blues can be on off sometimes.
They've been consistent though.
But they've been pretty consistent.
The Predators are a big surprise for a lot of people. I thought they were a playoff team before the year. People thought I was nuts. I thought they were a wild card. Little did I think that they were going to be in first in the Central Division at this point. Their brother thought it was going to be Colorado. But guess what? I still think Colorado's probably going to win this division.
You really do?
Yes.
I think I don't know. I think that's a very bold call. I just don't know. Even though my bet the other night was theoretically right, over 5.5 and the Colorado money line.
Yeah.
And theoretically it won. I'm still not so comfortable and convinced that they are so amazing. I think there is a lot of hype around the team, but I think that they have solid goaltending too.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, we're big fans of Darcy Kemper.
We are.
We talked about Vancouver. Dallas is 4 back. That's not bad.
But I don't know
still
if
in
I
it.
really see them. I mean, they're in it, but I see Vancouver just right past.
LA's 1 back. The Kings are playing really well. You got to give them a shout out. Jonathan Quick.
Yeah.
Winnipeg, a lot of talent offensively. San Jose, overachieving. The Kraken are underachieving.
That
Chicago.
is just so sad. That is so sad.
They were favored to make the playoffs before the year. The favorite was minus money, minus 115. And I was like, what the hell? The Kraken are favored to make the playoffs?
I've been saying it all season, from the start, that I don't know what it is about the Kraken, and we say it so much. I don't know what's with Grubauer.
Yeah.
I don't know why he looked so he played so much better for the Avalanche. I'm not understanding why he's not playing well. Seems like they have a really great organization. It's a very young team, but it's just so it really sucks what they're going through. But who knows? Maybe there'll be some decisions in the offseason that they make. But I definitely think their draft strategy was a lot different from Vegas a couple years ago. It was way different.
Your expansion draft.
Yeah, and I liked Vegas' draft strategy years ago, who they chose.
Right.
The Kraken had a very interesting strategy, and obviously it's not working right now. And I don't think there's any chance that the Kraken make the postseason.
I don't think
just looking at the standings.
They're going to be a seller at the deadline. I think they're going to trade some pieces away.
I agree.
Yeah, so before we go, let's do Steve's podcast best bet. So you can pick a random pick, football or hockey, that you like for tomorrow or Sunday that you would like to say Steve's podcast best bet. I forgot what yours was the last time you came on.
I can't remember what it was. I know I made some AHL predictions.
I think you said it was I think you picked the Bears, honestly.
I think I may have picked the Bears. And the way that the AHL's playing right now, the Bears are playing really well. The Bears just moved into second in their division.
Wow, they were fourth a week ago.
We were fourth a week ago, and the funniest part was that we were battling for fourth with Charlotte, which would be a really well contested series if somehow the Bears moved into first or if Charlotte moved into third and we moved into second. That would be a really great series, but I'm going to say I want to do an NHL game as my best bet.
Yay!
And if I'm going to look here, give me 1 second. I'm not going to touch the Penguins game. That's an iffy one. I don't know why I really like the Devils pick. I just don't know.
There was one I thought you could have potentially gone with, but you...
Right here?
Yeah, right.
Vegas. The only reason I don't want to pick Vegas is because I feel like they're a pretty easy pick, especially against the Blackhawks.
Right.
But then again, you would think that with the Avalanche, but I think that Vegas' goaltending is a little bit more solid. So I would say I'm not going to pick the Vegas game because you know how much I like to pick Vegas.
Right.
Risky best bet for the week is the Devils money line.
So you're going to double down on Devils money line?
I'm going to double down on it.
I like it.
I think it's risky. I know that there's a chance they don't come through, but I like it. I think their goaltending's been pretty good, but they have offense. Like the Devils actually have offense, and I believe Dougie Hamilton is out. I think he's injured. But Jack Hughes is playing well, so
Yep.
I'm with it. I'm all for it. So Steve's best bet is the Devils money line and the Devils Blue Jackets game.
Alrighty. All right, so this was a fun podcast.
This was.
Maybe I'll have you back on soon. Maybe we'll do. Maybe if the picks do awesome this week, maybe you'll be back on next week. You never know.
Yes, we'll see, and then definitely later in the season we'll talk some AHL too because the AHL's been shaken up this season for sure, and that would be fun.
Yes. All right. We'll have you on soon.
Thanks for having me, Madison.
Of course.